MPAC Zoomcast. I'm Ed Kirchdoerffer, Chief Operating Officer here at Mayo Performing Arts Center. On August 21st, we're going to go back to the 90s, which is surprisingly a lot further than we all like to think. With Classic Replay presents 90s Mixtape Live. We're joined by one of the cast members today, Becca Kotte. Welcome, Becca. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Why don't you tell us a little about what this show is all about?
Yeah, totally. So this is kind of a 90-minute sort of superset of all of the 90s hits. And it covers all kinds of, it covers R&B, it covers um pop and rock and kind of the grunge themes. Like it's a little bit of everything. So it's basically just a 90-minute nostalgia of when I grew up. As we know, all the fashion is coming back with our lovely Gen Zers. They're wearing their chokers and their baggy jeans, and now we'd like to, get that music out there. So they kind of put it all together.
But the 90s are really an interesting time in music. There was a lot of change going on, right? And I think that's reflected in what the types of the versatile types of songs that people would hear in this show.
Yes, totally. I mean, it's because, and there's even stuff that we couldn't even begin to cover because there's just so much. We have everything from like No Doubt to TLC to Boys to Men to, like Right Said Fred, I'm too sexy. Um, and yeah, it's really hard to believe that all of this is considered vintage now. Like all the young people are wearing their vintage clothes. I'm like, oh my God. When I heard that like Baby One More Time and the Backstreet Boys album and the NSYNC albums, all of that, I was in middle school. I'm a elder millennial, as they call us. And I all of these are having their 30th anniversary. And I'm just like, that's not possible
Do you
because
get do you get
I'm
any
25, so that's
do you get any input into uh, what is included in the show? You come up and say, hey, I really think I can handle this Britney song, and it may not be in every show, but I really want to do that one. How's the show get put together in terms of what's decided to be performed?
yeah, that's a good question. So we met back in January of this year to kind of decide what it was going to be. Of course, the creators of the show, Sonny Palladino and Dominic Nolfi, they already had kind of their vision, but they did welcome a lot of feedback and yeah, I was like, well, this has to be in there. I was like, you can't because we're the ones that are singing it and we want to be confident performing it. And so there's some Alanis moments that were requested by moi. Well, I won't say what we're closing with, but that's my favorite song to sing, but you'll just have to come and find out what it is. And then, of course, the Gwen Stefani stuff and um, just like I'm just living for this, and we're all just so excited because there's been so many like '80s tribute bands, and I've been a part of a couple of those, and I was previously in Rock of Ages for several years, and so that was kind of what everybody was doing. But now I'm just so excited that like we're pushing forward and kind of we're one of like the first groups really doing this. And so hopefully it catches on like wildfire and we just keep going. Yeah,
Do you have a favorite artist from the 90s? And do you get to perform any of their songs?
Ooh, well, Alanis is one of my favorites. I mean, she was just kind of that Jagged Little Pill album was so huge. It was huge then. I think it's still popular now, and so I was really happy I'll be able to do that. And then I was hoping for a Cranberries moment. They're my other like huge. I love them, and I think perhaps once we start adding more things in maybe I might get to do that. But yeah, I'm super happy with what I get to do now. I get to do a little bit of everything, truly.
Hmm. Tell us about your other cast members.
Oh yeah. So there's one I haven't worked with yet, Demarius. But Trista and Jimmy, I we did like a showcase production of it back in January, and at the cutting room in New York City, and that was so fun. And they were so great to work with, just fun and easy. And these are all people who both have a lot of experience singing pop and rock and all of that. But also we all have Broadway experience. And so that's kind of the uniqueness of this particular company is, and you'd be surprised, it's been hard to find people who are in that Broadway world, but also have the chops for all that grungy, gritty, like really rock stuff. And I think it takes a special person to be able to pull off both. Um, so yeah, we get to kind of talk to the audience a little bit, and that's where I guess our theater experience comes in. And then of course we get to wail our lungs off. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Well, I was looking at your biography. You mentioned you're in Rock of Ages. Is
Yeah.
there is there an Oklahoma? Is there a Sound of Music in your background that's not showing up in your bio?
No,
Okay.
no.
But I
No,
did see that
not
you
that
had,
I wouldn't write it off, but I don't think that people look at me or hear me and think, "Oh gosh, Oklahoma for sure."
now I do see that you toured with Rod Stewart. Tell us a little about what that was like. Well, that's all
Yeah, I'm still doing it. I am 9 years in, insane, but man, it's we have just kind of turned into this weird traveling circus family. And it just couldn't be going better. I think he's singing better than ever. He's running around the stage every night. Like we're like, you know, we're so tired. We've been like we travel on the tour bus like after we never spend the night after a gig. We hop right on the tour bus and go to the next city, and then, he'll show up at sound check the next day fresh as a daisy because he flies on his own schedule, and we're just like, hey, we're just dead. But I really can't complain. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This is total dream come true. And
great. The show is Classic Replay presents 90s Mixtape Live. It's going to feature music from Boyz II Men, Britney Spears, the boy bands, grunge music, anything from the 90s. It's going to be there. It's going to be a mixtape, right? Right. So
exactly.
if you don't like one song, you're probably going to like the next song. And we were joined here by Becca Kotte. She'll be part of the cast of that show. Becca, where can people find out more about you or the group for the show that's coming up on August 21st?
Yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is just Beck, BEC, and then Kotte, Kotte. And then we have an Instagram as a group, 90s Mixtape Live, pretty easy. And yeah, they'll be posting obviously about this upcoming show, but then if you want to find out about where else we'll be performing, we've got some stuff in California later in the year, and already some stuff filling in for next year. So yeah, make sure to kind of keep up, and we hope that this really takes off, and hoping that we can spread some 90s love all over.
Great. Well, thank you for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon. We look forward to seeing you in
Thank you.
August here at Mayo
Yeah.
Performing Arts Center. And you can learn more about our show at mayoarts.org. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.